We're getting full scenes now. We're getting full scenes.
Full scenes. The past week, we've gotten 2 scenes, or at least it's full-ish. I still think they've edited the first one. I think we're going to talk about. I think they've cut a bit out of it.
Yeah, but you're just paranoid.
I'm just paranoid. Yeah, I know. I've been burned so many times.
I think they're leaving stuff out.
Well, they did in when they dropped the clip of Crypto dragging Clark to the fortress, and we meet the robots first. They cut some stuff out of that.
Yeah,
they
that's
shortened
true.
it significantly. Okay, the first scene we're going to talk about, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. If you haven't, well, now we're going to talk about it. So
why are you here?
I will link in the description for this video, y'all. I will link to the videos that we're talking about if they're on YouTube, which the 2 official release clips definitely are. We call them clips now.
Oh, release clips.
So one of the things we were most excited about last week, we were talking about all the little TV spots for Supergirl to come out. There was bits and pieces of Kara's first meeting with Kal-El. With Clark. Which we were so excited. We heard rumors. Actually, the director said that there was going to be a scene with the 2 of them meeting for the first time, but we didn't know what the context was going to be. Or we were told that Kara would be speaking Kryptonian when she first shows up on Earth.
Yep.
So that was cool. So we got little bits of that in TV spots. Well, a day or 2 after we recorded, again, they dropped this whole scene.
Yes,
and it's magical.
Well, it's wonderful.
It's fucking great.
It's great, and yet it has apparently caused, because again, we live in this world. But I get it. Some people's expectations of what they want out of this thing or that thing. There are people that are losing it over that scene.
What are they saying?
They're losing it over the fact that Kal-El
I'm sorry, I don't...
is not speaking Kryptonian, doesn't understand it. And they're like, what? He's the last Kryptonian, and he's obviously studied his, planet. You go to James Gunn's Superman, the robots are translating for him. So he isn't Kryptonian savvy, and that didn't even hit me when I saw the movie. And now they're like going, you see, it's like he doesn't care anything about. Why wouldn't he have learned Kryptonian?
No, I think here's the deal. I think that piece that he had that they were repeating over and over again that was corrupted, I think that is literally all he had, at least very little, as far as Kryptonian tech. If he reversed, I mean, we don't know. I'm assuming some of the stuff in the fortress was reverse engineered.
Yeah, we actually don't know, like, if the fortress is literally grown out of a crystal a la 78, or he somehow knew Kryptonian architecture and technology and was able to build it.
We may find out more in this movie about how that came to pass. But my feeling is that in that scene, the robots are translating, for the benefit of the audience, really. But, during that point, Clark's lying there mouthing the English translation, not the Kryptonian. So obviously he never bothered to learn it, because I don't think he thought there was any reason to learn it, honestly, because they're all gone.
If even the tech is immediately adapting, which, let's say... we don't really need to come up with reasons, but I'm sure that people will demand that. But it recognizes his Kryptonian heritage, and he is a House of El, but at the same time, it's adapting to where it is and the language he is speaking. So I think it's all smart technology that goes, yeah, no problem. English, got it. And so therefore, he didn't have to learn Kryptonian. And so everything that is designed there for him, and he is a guy from Kansas speaking English. So I think
if that was an issue, I don't think he would need the robots to translate for him, though, if that was the case.
Oh, no, they're translating, as you say, a message in Kryptonian.
Yeah.
But they themselves are always going to be walking around speaking English, because, the guy they're there to serve.
So they're robots. Right, yeah. Which we don't even know if they're Kryptonian technology or if he just made them himself or something.
Yeah, I mean...
Again, we'll find out more in this movie.
I like Super Brain Superman, where he's like going, I will make robots. But I assume all of that stuff is somehow... and naturalized Kryptonian technology.
Yeah, and I really, we talked about this a lot before the movie came out, that we hoped that we were going to get a little bit of super-brained Superman in this, because that is the Silver Age version of him.
Yes,
and the Bronze Age to a great extent too. But so far, I'm not really getting that from this version of Superman. He doesn't really seem that techie.
He's smart enough. I mean, clearly, there were moments in Superman where he and Mr. Terrific, you're like going, he understands the stuff, but he's not a showy like, don't worry, I know exactly what to do when there's a black hole. And it's like, you don't need that.
Yeah, like his fault line description in the first movie.
Wonderful.
I'm okay with him being likable, smart, but not crazy genius dude. What that scene, when you're saying it's magical, what's working for me that overrides people sitting there going, why doesn't he speak the native tongue?
It's the character stuff.
It's the character stuff. It is literally her looking not terrified, but just like, I don't know what this is about. She's weirded out and probably nervous. And he's putting her at ease. And it's all just adorable. And, Crypto like snapping at him. He's like, oh, feisty little guy. It's just like
I love his reaction too when that happens. He's like, "Here, let me help you," and he goes,
"Yeah."
He does this like, "That's okay, that's okay, no, that's cool."
I really like him as an actor. One thing, having seen him do at least a couple of other things, where you're like, okay, he has various things he can play. But I mean, they just made the right choice because he is likable. That's the thing is, he's very handsome. And of course, he's a giant and he's gotten all bulked up and stuff. But it's the personability. You're just like, I want to hang out with that guy because he seems so cool, nice as Superman.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff worked. And the weird suit she's in, all that stuff, again, making her look weirdly like a giant baby or giant in her terms, because every time I see a picture of that woman next to someone just of normal height, I'm like, you are the smallest little person. I saw a picture of her on the red carpet somewhere with like Momoa, who of course is a giant,
towering,
but I was like going, is that photoshopped? Because
right.
It literally looked like he could just sort of like pick her up. Like she's the popcorn bucket that he just bought and then he's grabbing popcorn out of the back.
So we have one of the greatest moments in this as they start walking towards the fortress, which is more about that in a second, because I think it's interesting that she lands right next to the fortress.
Oh, I think it's homing beacon-y kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know exactly what it is, but anyway, so they say, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, but as he's walking towards it, she looks down at his clothes and goes, why is he in his underwear? In Kryptonian.
Yeah.
Which I love that they've, I figured sooner or later they were going to
get
sort of meta the trunks a little bit,
Yeah.
So it's cool. Somewhere around that point in the clip, there's a weird edit where it sounds like there was a sort of a sloppy crossfade between two lines of dialogue. It just
big city. Lots of stuff to do, and you'll also learn to love this place.
I think there's more there that they've cut out from the scene.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
But he does go and it's like, oh, there's cities and there's all kinds of things here, and you're going to love it. Trust me, you're going to dig it. I don't know if he's being specific about something, but but that would also be, we will see what Krypton is like in Supergirl, which is something that we're all kind of liking, that there's a little bit of mystery, but him explaining that there's more to the planet than just like this frozen wasteland is both very charming. But again, why would anyone assume that any planet has one, but I think he's like, welcome to the place. Oh, this room isn't so great, but trust me, there's
exactly.
That other room
pardon
is
the mess.
Pardon the mess. Sorry about all the freezing stuff.
His whole demeanor is so, we already mentioned it, but his whole demeanor is so great. Like him saying,
absolutely,
like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't grow up there. I didn't. Oh, why am I talking louder? So it's just so natural and genuine in his awkwardness. Obviously, he's meeting his first time he's met a fellow Kryptonian, and it's his cousin. So that's kind of weird. So it's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do.
Hey, how you doing? What do you do for fun? You tip cows? I tip cows.
Oh, I mean, just before I nerd further.
It's too late.
Let's see what you're talking about. What we don't know about Krypton. We have seen quite a bit of Argo City in these clips.
Oh no, in the clips. But
what's
again,
interesting to me about the look of Argo City is that it does it is kind of like this Art Deco, retro kind of look, a little bit similar to the animated series version of Metropolis, which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah, a little bit, and I mean, anytime we're seeing close-ups, we're mainly seeing that funeral scene, which does look very weirdly palatial and Roman. It's like it's all these sort of it's a blend of stuff. I do like that it seems to be, even though clearly they are high tech, because they're an advanced species. All the looks we're getting seem to be almost very Earth retro-ish.
Yeah.
But that could be a thing where it's like you don't have to walk around in Cyberville for all that. So it's like, yeah, everything is, but it's hidden behind columns and whatever. I like it. It does make, and I guess possibly the design of the fortress is similar to something that is Kryptonian.
We haven't seen that yet. Yeah.
Obviously, the 78 movie led us to believe, because really the comics never did. The comics, Flash Gordon is what Krypton was, until like the 78 movie, where it's like it's this cold, sterile environment, which makes sense why that's where he's led to make the fortress, and it's all crystalline and it looks like Krypton. You're like, okay, all right, that makes sense for the movie. But I don't know. I trust the art directors. It's all looking great.
You know what might be interesting is
I'm ready.
Harkening back to what you said about him seeming to trying to reassure her that the whole planet doesn't look like snow
Yes.
Wasteland. I wonder if, because that is such a trope in most science fiction movies, you go to a planet, it's pretty much the whole planet pretty much just looks like that one neighborhood.
Yeah.
What if maybe in this version, Jor-El and Lara come from a part of Krypton that does look like that, but Argo City doesn't.
Well, it's similar
to actual variation on the planet.
Yes, there's variation on the planet. Plus, there's also, it goes to our thinking that maybe because the fear of Jor-El and Lara are fascists,
right?
Where it's like, okay, in addition to, because we talked about maybe the other side of the family is more like bohemian and humanistic, and they live in the arts colony of Argo City or whatever.
They sure did in the 1984 movie.
Yeah, and Kryptonopolis, or wherever the heck, is that the name of the capital city?
It sounds
By
familiar.
the way, my voice is going like this. The big cities are Argo and Kandor, and I think literally Kryptonopolis, which is so on the nose. We are going to send you to Earth. You will go to a place called Metropolis, which weirdly sounds a lot like Kryptonopolis. What? But anyway, so maybe that is like where the seat of government and all that kind of stuff is. And
yeah,
again, we're speculating, and we may get some, or we may get none of this kind of explanation. But but I'm down for that shit.
I saw a couple people complaining, and we've seen this before, of people expressing disappointment in David Cornsmith's portrayal of him, which is, and I'm sure it's the way he's written, obviously, is that they say, Superman's supposed to be self-assured and confident all the time. Why is he awkward and babbling and, like Clark Kent? And I don't know what to say. These people, it's like, he's a complex person.
For me,
he's not just a one note, I'm good all the time.
Yeah. For me, it's I get what they're getting at. At the same time, I think what made it very satisfying to me watching Gunn's movie is that when it counts, in other words, when he rushes into battle, when he's trying to save people, when he's trying to even save a kaiju or whatever, or a
squirrel.
Or a squirrel. The guy's on it. It's not, the moments of awkwardness aren't all he's not out there going like, oh, should I with the heat vision? Oh, it's not that. He's completely capable, but he has no swagger, and I'm fine with that. I've liked Superman that is very much like, hello, I'm elder statesman. Nothing throws me. I'm on top of it. Don't worry, world. I've got it. That's great, sure, but I really want him to be genuine, good, sincere. And if that means that sometimes he's like, literally like, oh, I can be such a jerk sometimes, that kind of stuff, I like it. It also humanizes him. It makes him much more relatable and vulnerable.
And this goes back to the original movies too, that there were similar complaints about Christopher Reeve about little tiny moments.
I think maybe we ought to hire a bodyguard from now on.
Which drives me nuts, because those are some of the moments that make his performance.
Some of the moments you like the best.
Yeah, that make his character so great, because Christopher Reeve didn't want to play him as just this one-note character. And Donner didn't want to direct him that way.
Yeah.
So we have that really great moment we talked about so many times, that scene where he almost tells Lois in the first movie.
Yeah.
After the date, when he shows up as Clark and he takes,
and you see his resolve,
and he's almost there,
and it crumbles because he's like, it's not the right time, or no, I'm doing this wrong. Superman can have doubt.
I think there's really two facades. There's Superman.
There's something I have to tell you.
Superman who's like, I'm going to tell you the truth. And then over here is Clark going, oh, I'm almost thinking we'd go to get a hamburger.
I was at first.
In between that,
is the real guy.
The hesitant, I can't, I'm not ready for this right now.
I like the idea that he is, clearly he's both. And the idea that as Clark, he is amplifying his vulnerabilities and his awkwardness. As Superman, he's putting on something of like, I am your trusted, I'm rock solid. In the middle is the actual guy who's like going, I'm putting on an act as Superman, I'm putting on an act as Clark, but, I'm right there in between.
And we pointed this out too, that there's that brilliant scene, which is very subtle, and you can miss the subtlety of it if you're not really paying attention to the dialogue. But when Lois says, Clark said that you were like Peter Pan, a figment of somebody's imagination. Yeah.
Like,
who's Clark?
Clark, who's that, your boyfriend?
Yeah, it was him. He said that. So she would say it to him later.
I like the way I go. You kind of gave an Elvis thing. I go, hey, baby, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's lying in that moment. He's acting. He's putting on a performance.
Oh yeah. It's intrinsic to the character.
People complaining about him not being confident all the time. That was also an act, to a certain degree. So people are complex people. You have a character who is just one note all the time. It's boring. Nobody wants to direct a character like that.
I think George Reeves got the shaft. He really was a good actor. And I love his portrayal. But that was for 50s television. And they were not trying to go for any shadings. So in other words, his Clark is just as cocky and swaggering as the Superman.
Yeah.
And I know he would have been capable of giving it more shading, but again, that wasn't the job. I still think he's awesome. I just was like, oh man, if you had better writers, if it was a different time, what a great, Superman you could have been, even better. Again, I have problems with some of the stuff. We'll talk about the clip that you sent me today, which is the clip of the longer bar scene.
Yeah, so let's get to that now.
Let's get to that.
Because that is surprisingly brutal and adult-themed in a sense.
Yes.
Not just from the violence.
Yeah, it's basically an alien saying, she's saying, tell me where the brigands are. And then he's like, well, I'll tell you if you give me her, as in Ruthie. And she's like, yeah, no, here's how it'll work. How about we arm wrestle for it? And if you win, you get both of us. You get me too. That's great. But if you lose, you tell me where the brigands are. And then he's like, okay. And then his much bigger cohort, these are both aliens, but a huge one comes and sits down and goes, I'll take it from here kind of thing. And then they arm wrestle and she snaps the man's hand in half. The violence and brutality, actually, I got no problem with. The problem I had with it, there were a couple things. So I'm saying, like, this isn't a big thing. But she mentions the Titanic.
Keep playing. It's like the Titanic.
As if anyone in this alien bar knows what the fuck that is. And I'm like, okay. And then immediately after she does that, an alien starts singing a Cole Porter song.
Yeah. Oops, that would be Irving Berlin, actually. Cheek to Cheek, a song he wrote for the movie Top Hat in 1935 with Fred Astaire. I did find that a little bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, that I get the whole... it's not a needle drop. It's literally an alien starts singing in English, as far as we know, an Earth song. And I've always liked the idea that outside of certain like space traveling villains and so forth, that Earth is still pretty obscure. So this makes it like, what? Why would they know about the Titanic and a song from our 1930s?
Yeah. Well, the fact that she did throw the Titanic quip in there doesn't mean that they know what she's talking about.
No, that's true. It's true.
So, but
I mean, I guess she says things just for herself, where she's like going, "Oh, that's a little funny joke." You guys, if you knew what I was talking about, would love it.
Yeah,
but you don't. So okay. It didn't. I'm not going online to write a screed about it, but I was like, oh, I don't know, man.
And there may be a setup for this to explain why there are Earth elements in this place, because there's a disco ball, in the place.
I mean, which I was like, what?
And a jukebox.
But this is what leads to the scene of her getting up and everyone's pulled their guns on her and her saying like, oh, I don't think this is going to end well for you guys. And she tells Ruthie to get out of the line of fire. That I liked. It's like, oh yeah, just go over there, honey. I'll be with you in a second. And then it's like, all right, let's get this thing started.
So I think that the thing that we're meant to take away from that, we're being shown how brutal Kara is in comparison to Clark, because Clark would never just break somebody's hand like that.
No, not unless he was in some sort of jeopardy or other people were.
A major self-defense incident or something.
I think they are trying very hard, but it's the same in the graphic novel. They're trying very hard to recode Kara as a badass. Is it a shift that I oppose? Not really, but it is interesting that this is very recent, technically, because Supergirl has almost always been portrayed, in whatever comics, cartoons, and so forth. She's just as cheerful and decent. In fact, maybe even more like sugary and sweet than even Kal-El is. That's the way she has historically been presented. I think with Tom King, when he did Woman of Tomorrow, he was like, yeah, I want to give her an edge, and I want to show that his big thing is giving characters PTSD. That's something he does in almost every single thing he does. He's like, you only thought you knew the story. They're suffering. And you're like, oh, okay. All right, Tom. All right, buddy. buddy. Let's back off a little. And it does make sense given the fact that she was old enough to know that her planet, and was there and saw it all go down.
It's really, even if you read the original comic, the original issue where you see her origin story on City, it's presented in this lighthearted way, but it really is horrifying what those people are going through.
Well, what I love about PTSD in Silver Age comics, because Superman, they would show him cry, like thinking or looking at the Vizio screen and seeing the history, and he's like, they're my parents. Choke. It was always choke was written in the dialogue a tear. And you're like going, they're indicating grief, but they're doing it in a suitable way that kids aren't going to be absolutely devastated. They're like going, oh, he's sad because mommy and daddy died. And they did. You're right. I mean, because she's like going, yes, Argo City, we were on that rock for a long time. And then everyone got sick and I got sent here.
Yeah.
And I miss my mom and dad. Choke.
There's a couple panels where she's being sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another interesting thing. I'm wondering how much of this.
You're wondering if they will have her go choke at some point in the dialogue of this? Gulp and choke. Those were always like put in dialogue in little quotes. Always loved it.
In the original comic, which this is a detail that isn't often cited in some of the breakdowns I've seen, she shows up and Clark doesn't know. Neither of them know that they're related when she first shows up. When her mom saw images of Superman flying around from using their superpowered telescope, they said, "Oh, there's a guy there already. He must be." I think she says maybe he's Kryptonian or something. Maybe there's somebody else there like you. Yeah. We'll send you there, and we'll put you in a costume that looks like his, except a female version of it. Hey,
you get a skirt, but why can't I wear pants? Because you're a girl.
So, in the course of them getting to know each other, she mentions her father's name, and he goes, "What, Zor-El?
Hey, that's very
that
close.
was my uncle."
Literally, like, that is a letter off from my dad's name.
And there's this great panel with Superman's this surprise expression. We realize, you're my cousin?
What?
I will immediately take you to an orphanage. like you were saying.
And he goes, why are you blonde?
Yeah.
That doesn't run in our family. What's that about? Actually, her mom's blonde. Yes, I will immediately. I'm so happy I'm not alone anymore. I have a member of a family. You go to an orphanage. It's still one of my favorite things.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're doing away with that aspect in this version of the story.
You don't think she's got a brown wig with ponytails that she puts on when she's Linda Lee?
I don't know. I'm wondering if she has any alter ego at all in this version of the story.
I will be interested to find out. Again, to me, it is okay. I admit my own hypocrisy because I am all about you got to stay true to source material. But as I've said before and defended, it's like you do have to make some changes, not just because of filmmaking and the way you have to create a universe that's completely different from the comics, but also it has a lot to do with the times have changed. And I get it. Superman's origin was altered a million times and continues to be. His powers have altered a million times and continue to be. So it's sort of like you can't sit there going like, if there is no Midvale orphanage and her name's not Linda Lee, I'm out of here. But I don't think that's a big deal. Even the 1984 movie didn't do that. But thank God that Lucy Lane was there to show her how to wear a bra.
She did use the name Linda Lee.
Oh, she did that, yes. But it wasn't an orphanage. It was an all-girls school. It was
true. Yeah, they skipped ahead to the Midvale High.
Yeah,
or boarding school instead of an orphanage. Yeah.
Yes, where apparently Lois was like, "I love you, kid sister. I hope you go to school very far away from me. All right, bye."
Yeah,
bye, Lucy.
Superman, most super nerds know this, but Superman was supposed to be in that movie with.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so, it wouldn't have made it much better.
But he backed out. He said, "No, I don't want to do the thing."
Yeah, he read that script.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?"
So I think the script was already. I really would love to read the original.
Faye Dunaway and Brenda Vaccaro.
Well, there was the script got even weirder when he backed out because they had to completely change the whole.
Oh,
he was the MacGuffin. I think originally she was trying to save him from.
She didn't have to go after the Omega Hedron.
Right. So they came up with the Omega Hedron, I think.
All right. The less we talk about that.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. We're going into a lot of rabbit holes in this one.
Sorry. And I'm way too tired for that.
Okay. So last time we mentioned, I was describing to you the stunt shot, the stunt rehearsal of people beating on somebody in the street and then we pull it off. So I sent you that clip and the actual scene that they were rehearsing for. So I think what's going on, we were trying to figure out who the person on the ground was getting beat up. It's Lex Luthor. And I think it's the citizens of Metropolis are beating on him and Superman comes up and there's some green blast that knocks the people off of him.
He may have some sort of like repulsor thing built into the suit.
He was probably struggling to push a button. He finally hits it right as Superman shows up and Superman kind of goes like this.
And you actually hear people going like, kill him.
Yeah.
People, but then again, we can't forget, I do like that these films, since they're connected, they have consequences. And the idea of like, Lex got off pretty easy by going to like some maximum security prison because I wonder what the death toll was. Because yes, they saved the day, but still, Metropolis was split in half. And I'm sure there were people that did die. And yeah, Metropolitans have to be like really pissed at that dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
plus
then
he's there causing havoc again. So it's like it's more of the same.
Yeah, but perhaps in the same scene, maybe not. But that's where the voice of like citizens of Metropolis, possibly, I am your overlord.
Right.
Citizens of Metropolis, I am your overlord.
Which is so bizarre. That's one of the things that made me think that maybe this is how the movie opens, is with this battle between the two of them. And then Brainiac shows up in the middle of it or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure about beginning. I could see it being sort of right around if they're doing, I know this is a lot, but if they're doing anything similar to traditional Brainiac Luthor stuff, just like the animated series did, the idea is that Brainiac's trying to bring Luthor in as like a cohort. Like, you got no affection for all the stupid animals down there called humans. because you're better than them. You're smarter. Work with me. And I think maybe if they're following that structure, Luthor's tempted, then realizes, oh no, this guy's going to fuck up my planet. And yeah, I'm a villain, but I can't let him do that. So I'm going to team up with my greatest enemy. It's the same structure that classic Luthor Brainiac stuff does.
So in the full quote of what was overheard, we don't see what's going on in the set.
Oh yeah, it's literally like probably an AD with a
just reading dialogue. Yeah,
so they can react to it. Yeah,
it's very clearly not the actor who's playing Brainiac. We don't even know if it's Brainiac. A lot of people don't know it's Brainiac.
I also have another theory, but keep going.
The dialogue may also not be exactly what it's going to be in the movie.
That was my theory. I think
because
that
he may sometimes be saying, "Attention, citizens of Metropolis, I am Brainiac, your overlord," or whatever.
Or it could be absolutely none of that stuff. But this is coded because they know that they're filming in front of lots of real folks on the street and they don't want to give stuff away. The actors will know that the dialogue could be something entirely different. But for spoilers, it's like the production staff, the guy's like going, I'm supposed to read this? Yeah. Okay. So attention, citizens of Metropolis. And that's just for all the people around. But it could actually be like you say that they're leaving parts out. But
parts out, yeah. And what they say is that it says, attention, citizens of Metropolis, I'm your overlord. Hand over Lex Luthor, or I will blow up the city.
Yeah.
Hand him over and no one will be harmed or something. There's some more dialogue after that. I can't really make out what it's saying after that.
Yeah.
But it looks like Brainiac. If it is Brainiac, he wants Luthor for some reason. In the context of this story, one of my guesses was maybe it has something to do with the pocket dimension technology that got his attention, or something that happened with the stuff in Peacemaker too. But I doubt they're going to weave that into.
Or it could be that he is again similar to animated series stuff, but it could be he's tracking down the last Kryptonian or something like that. It could be. He's it's like, oh, that's a vestige. We also don't know if this Brainiac has any connection to Krypton. Like if they're going that route, which we both thought was very clever that the animated series did that, but he's not traditionally Kryptonian. So who knows why he's here? Maybe he just wants to steal a city because that's his thing. It's like, I collect cities from each planet, and this one's got intelligent people on it. So I want Metropolis. I want to put it in a bottle. Oh man, do you think that the credits of Man of Tomorrow will be set to Time in a Bottle? And if I could put time in a bottle, oh, that'd be beautiful. And it just is zooming into the bottle city of Kandor, which will probably be collected by Superman at the end of the movie. The first thing that I like to do, and the camera's just going in there. Oh, it's beautiful.
I think Days of Future Past already kicked that. That's the best use of that in a superhero movie.
And yes, time isn't necessarily. If I could keep Kandor in a bottle, maybe they'll rewrite it. Anyway,
so we haven't mentioned it yet, but we were talking about his superpowered, his battle suit last time, which we'd only seen the reveal picture that James Gunn had put out a couple of days before that,
and we get to see him walking around.
Literally, the next day, we see exactly what he was talking about. He said it's incredibly mobile. Man, is it mobile? He's just walking around like it's regular clothes. Yeah,
regular clothes. He's picking up chalupas, eating them with the battle hand. You're like, how are you able to do that? It's like, this suit, man.
Is that like something the set people the crew keeps playing jokes on him and putting chalupas on the ground?
I like it's like, hey Nicholas, enough with the chalupas, because literally that part of the suit there, it keeps catching all those little pieces of lettuce. Okay, we're tired of cleaning up, but I love chalupas. I like that we've now created an internet myth that Nicholas Hoult is a fan of chalupas and will eat them in costume.
So I did think this immediately, and apparently everybody else on the planet thought it so too, that he looks a hell of a lot like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm totally okay with it, man. It's kind of hard to avoid when you've got a powered,
when you got a mech suit
shaped like that with green and purple.
And I will say that I brought this up too. The bubble helmet is not often used in the comics. The fact that the first picture we have has him with the bubble helmet up, you're like going, that looks very Buzz Lightyear. Once you got the bubble helmet,
I was poking around on Twitter trying to make sure I hadn't missed anything, and somebody had posted a a picture of Lex in a battle suit from Public Enemy, I think it was.
Oh yeah,
the animated, where the suit looks very much like what we're seeing.
The animated, okay,
yeah,
which is based on the miniseries, and that artist Ed McGuinness. They're all allowed to come up with their own version.
Sure.
And his is, because his style is very simplified, almost cartoony, which lends itself well to animation. So yeah, I bet it is looking a lot more like Buzz Lightyear in his art.
We also see some scenes being shot that look like it's part of the same battle, maybe earlier in the battle where they're confronting each other on a street, and it looks like Lex is pointing some weird ray gun at him.
It's like a ray cannon thing.
Yeah, it's very looks like an unfinished prop. This made me think that maybe it's not what it's going to look like in the movie.
Oh, I think what I was seeing was they have lots of little like tape things on it, and that's for the animators.
That's what I thought too. Also, in that same shot, Superman is holding the short end of what is obviously going to be a much longer, probably a telephone pole or a light post lamp post or something that he's probably using to thwack Lex around the street.
Listen, even if the rest of the movie sucks, if we get an epic throwdown between Superman and Lex Luthor in a battle suit, where Superman's beating on Lex Luthor with a lamppost, I think I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get some even better stuff. I mean, look, I know I like the teases that come out, and I know that James Gunn's like, here's your first look at Superman from Man of Tomorrow, and it's just the set shot of him walking towards the open doors of the fortress. With his head down, he looks really kind of either tired or sad. I'm like, oh, interesting shot. But that's the first official. He's like, send it out. And I'm like, all right. But the thing I'm most excited for, and I don't want them to tease it too soon, but I can't wait to see what Brainiac looks like. I can't wait. Are they going green? Are they going cyber? What are they going to do? I want to see him now. He better have the 3 dots. We know that they're using that iconography. We already seen that they're using the 3 circles with the triangle. So we know that that's part of it. Oh, I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Brainiac, and the idea we're finally getting live action.
Finally.
Brainiac.
We also see some really great shots of David Gordon Sweat in the suit.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic. Apparently they have updated it slightly in subtle ways. It's not the exact same suit. The only difference I could really notice from what was, the collar is not as high in the back as it was originally. So it's like a little shorter. That's the only thing. People are also saying that the S is bigger. I'm not really seeing that.
I haven't really caught any differences, but then again,
they're very, very subtle.
I'm not going microscopic. There's that one shot where, again, I like Superman has hard days at work, because there's that shot of where it's like burned, literally like scalded. Not the same as like when he got hit by the kaiju fire.
It's like literally burned straight through his clothes.
Maybe acidic or some kind of thing.
Probably Lex shooting. It could be Lex shooting power blast at him or something.
Yes. Yeah. Lex, what a dick.
But
question for you, Chad.
Yeah.
Why is Lex Luthor such a dick?
I don't know, man. It's his problem.
Jesus.
You want me to talk to him?
Would you?
Yeah.
Lex, is it because, okay, let me just lay this out here. Is it because Superboy was trying to save you and he blew out the fire, but the chemicals made your hair fall out? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is it a bald thing? Get over it.
Maybe I should be the one to talk to him then.
You should be the one, because it's going to come from a bad place if it's like, sorry. Yeah. Hey, man, bald's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that you would break through and he'd finally start crying, going, I'm sorry, I've been such a dick. All right. So yes,
there was one little thing I didn't send you because it's very small, but there was some other overheard dialogue from a scene. I think it was the person who was filming it. I think it was around the corner. I think they're making more efforts now so people can't actually film what's going on. In this particular scene, they were able to hide around a corner or something, but you hear very distantly David Gordon Sweat's voice shouting, I saved your life once, or something like that.
Oh.
And I started thinking, did he save his life in the first movie? I don't think he did.
Saved him from Crypto.
Not really. He just said, Crypto, could you not?
Yeah, but Crypto probably would have kept going, and being a super powered dog could have killed him.
I doubt that's what he would hold over Lex's head. Like, I tell my dog not to rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if there's something in the new movie that he's referring to.
Okay.
Which is possible, because they are supposedly teaming up against Brainiac in this. So
yeah.
Who knows?
We're going to find out
who he's talking to in that scene.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Again, all kinds of little tidbits, which, as you know, is our want, specifically Chad. We'll continue trying to piece together the movie 2 years before it comes out. So we'll have the whole thing mapped out before it comes out.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. But again, we can't help it. We get excited by this stuff. We hope that you're also... And actually, I respect that. I saw one of our commenters was like, yeah, I'm trying to avoid as much. Is like, I'm glad you guys are doing videos, but I'm not, because I don't want stuff to be spoiled. I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely fair. Not everybody runs to see what, spy footage has been captured of live shooting or that. I refuse. One thing I always refuse is anytime someone gets leaked script pages or the full script, I don't want that. I don't really want to know. Speculating's fun, but I don't want to know what the movie is before I see it. So I respect that, guys. We will continue to do this, and hopefully that doesn't upset too many of you. And like I said, Supergirl opens in a couple of weeks. Oh, we're going to have to do a day of review of Supergirl.
Yeah.
We need to try to both see it opening day and then be able to talk about it.
And if we have time, I still haven't read the comic, but I thought it would be cool to do an episode just talking about the comic before the movie comes out.
I thought you'd read it.
No, I haven't. I've read bits and pieces. I haven't read through that entire thing. I do have it at my disposal on DC Universe Ultimate, whatever it's called.
All I'm going to say is Infinite Justice for no, I don't want to spoil anything. All right, so I'll just shut my mouth. Anyway, you'll find out when you read it. I was about to do a spoilery joke and then realize, oh yeah, you haven't read it, so I will keep my mouth.
Yeah, but you've told me a lot about it. I think I know what you're going to refer to.
So thanks everybody. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Probably
Peace
very
out.
soon. All right. See you. Yeah.
Merch.
Merch.